I don't know. There's something really cathartic about causing millions of dollars worth of property damages. The satisfaction of watching a structure that someone has sunk hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars into, get absolutely obliterated, brings me a sense of satisfaction or even joy. Enter Teardown, the voxel-based destruction sandbox game developed by Tuxedo Labs. Whew, that was a mouthful. The solution to my apparent hatred of architecture. You know, my one complaint, as someone who's trying to put a video out about Teardown, is the game's lack of a cinematic camera. I mean, there's a photo mode, but there's also no way to hide the UI, so it's pretty much useless for what I want to do. This game is brilliant, and on top of the already incredible graphics, I'll get back to that, it's the destruction that makes it so fun, but I mean, obviously, that's the focus point of the game. You know what, let's move on to campaign. Teardown has a pretty short campaign, putting the player in the shoes of a demolitionist who's just scraping by trying to make enough to afford to pay for their mom's gas bill. You start out in a rundown old warehouse with your computer, sledgehammer, and van, and a couple other things, but let's not be super nitpicky, as your only possession. Okay, side note, this warehouse was one of my favorite parts of the game. So you always come back to it after you've completed a mission, and each time you get a little bit of environmental storytelling along with it. Whenever you come back, by wandering in and around the warehouse, you can see what your character has done to fix up the place in small increments, such as building a bedroom or adding flooring or setting up holiday decorations. Aside from that, the story itself isn't much to write home about. I mean, it's simple but engaging, and that's all it really needs to be, given the focus that the game is on the demolition anyways. And to be a demolitionist, I mean, you need some sort of tools. As you slowly progress through the campaign, you're given tools that can help you complete your tasks in different ways, but it's up to you to figure out how to use them. And due to the workshop's seemingly limitless supply of add-ons and mods, the opportunities are endless. As for Teardown's missions themselves, I have to say, I'm not much of a fan of the ones that put you on the clock. Even though I see the appeal that they may have to others, I just find myself wanting to get through them as fast as possible so I can get to the other ones. The game does a really good job at throwing you for a loop too, like making a level that seems really straightforward, but then when you get to playing them, you find out that they're not as easy as they would seem. Like, for example, I remember thinking this was a simple retrieval mission, and it was going to be really straightforward, but as soon as that lightning strike hit that tree, I realized how much of a pain, but also incredibly fun this level was going to be, because my role went from being a demolitionist to a firefighter, as a certain amount of fire will set off the alarms. So instead of causing the property damage, I had to try to prevent it, and that was really cool and a really interesting twist from like the standard game. That's not the only environmental hazard in the game too. Like, there's a really cool level with tornadoes in about the second half of the campaign that I really wish stuck around, because it was way too fun to only experience once in one map. And speaking of maps, the maps are pretty good. Each one has different aspects that make it unique, except this one, fuck this one, oh, it can die, oh my god, I hate it so much. Like, what is this? Why is it so hard to traverse? I know you can find ways around it, but I don't care, I don't like it, and I'm proud to say that while I was replaying this game for this video, I skipped half of the missions for this map. Sorry, I had to vent for a second. What was I talking about? Maps? Yeah, I think, okay, no, graphics. Yeah, okay, let's move on to graphics. No more maps. I'm not sure why I feel like the graphics are something I need to talk about so much, but as I've been making this video, the voices in the back of my head have been telling me I need to talk about the shiny cubes. This game is stunning. Oh wait, no, I used that word to describe the game in my last video. You know what? I don't care. This game is stunning. The particles are to die for, and the smoke and the flames are so convincing, it's like you're really there, committing arson. In the sandbox mode, oh wait, I've gone this entire video without even bringing up the sandbox mode. There's a sandbox mode. You can just destroy things however you want with unlimited resources. It's so fun. I spend all my time in this now. But anyways, in the sandbox mode, you can cycle through the different times of days and weather cycles for each map, which I just can't get enough of. This game is stunning, and I won't stop saying that until you believe me. There's not much I can say verbally that can get across to you how incredible this ray tracing is, so enjoy this scenic tour of Teardown or whatever. I'm really not sure why it's taken me so long to talk about the actual focus point of the game almost at the end of the video, but here we are now. The destruction is just incredible. The explosions and smoke that come billowing out through the walls are so realistic it hurts. The sound reverberating around the map, especially when the meteor hits, I love this mod so much, just adds icing to the cake. The fact that there are so many ways to destroy things makes my dopamine craving primate brain really happy when I see something tall no longer appear tall. I would love to see these destruction mechanics in future games that have more of a focus on the plotline and other elements like NPCs. And that's not to say I'm discounting Teardown at all. I absolutely love it, as I hope I've gotten across to you that you should really pick it up and try it. The devs have clearly put an insane amount of work into more than just the tearing down. I just think it'd be really cool to see this level of destruction and detail in a game that has more focus on the other aspects of a traditional game, now that the destruction has just been perfected. Point is, I love this game, and if you have the $22.79 to spare, yes, that's in Canadian dollars, and no, I'm not converting it to US dollars, fight me, you should buy it. Even if you don't want to play the story elements, it's great if you just want to kill a little bit of time or you need to occupy your hands with the beautiful destruction of the sandbox mode. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.